Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to XL Center for the 2013 P&G Championships and this year's celebration commemorating 50 years of champions. Today's junior women's competition will feature some of the best gymnasts in the nation vying for a spot on the national team that'll represent the USA in international competition. Please join me in welcoming the gymnasts that have qualified for the 2013 P&G Championships. Starting off on vault for Arite Deanne Souza. For Buckeye, Nia Dennis. For Kids Sport, Lexi Ramler. From Parkettes, Molly Frack. Starting off on floor exercise for Woga, Nadia Cho. For MG Elite, Ariana Agripides. For Texas Dreams, Veronica Holtz. For MG Elite, Lori Hernandez. From Woga, Samantha Ogden. From Woga, Lauren Farley. From Woga, Alyssa Bauman. From Texas Dreams, Bailey Key. Also from Texas Dreams, Grace Quinn. And now, the gymnast that will be starting off today's competition on balance beam. Representing Tigar, Polina Shenikova. From Chow's, Alexis Vasquez. From Chow's, Nora Flatley. From Gliders, Lauren Navarro. From Twin City Twisters, Abby Paulson. Representing Everest, Emily Shield. From Gym Academy Atlanta, Megan Skaggs. And from North Wind, Reagan Smith. And now the gymnast that'll be starting off on vault. For Arite Deanne Souza. From Buckeye, Nia Dennis. From Kids Sport, Lexi Ramler. From Parkettes, Molly Frack. From Parkettes, Christina Desiderio. From Brandy Johnson, Sydney Johnson Sharp. And from Orlando Metro, Bridget Dean. Starting off on uneven bars for splits, Benasia Bradley. From Ace, Grace Wagasbeck. From Rebound, Melissa Reinstatler. For Cincinnati, Emily Gaskins. From West Coast Elite, Felicia Hano. From Cincinnati, Amelia Hundley. And from Nadinoff, Jordan Childs. These are the gymnasts competing in the junior women's competition of the 2013 P&G Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and remove your hats? Here to perform the national anthem is Kelsey Kaplan from Tallinn, Connecticut.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Kelsey Kaplan. Gymnasts will now prepare for their first event in today's competition, Day 2 of the P&G Championships. Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 1. Please join me in welcoming the judges who will be officiating today's P&G Championships for women. The technical director, Tatiana Perskaya. On the video review panel, Tatiana Perskaya and Tammy Biggs.
Remember the scores from
our judges on vault, Shelly Marcella, Elizabeth Crandall Howell, Sue Groff, and Carol Bunn. The judges on uneven bars are Johnny Rowland,
right off on the most difficult event, balance beam, and Polina Shenikova from Tiger. Tough place to start. First event, up first on beam.
She's currently 9th in the all-around, and you're right, it wasn't a perfect night for anyone, so today's competition is crucial because anything can happen. And this second day of competition really tests these athletes' physical and especially mental endurance. It all comes down to who is the toughest competitor on the floor today and who can put a good routine together when the green flag goes up, no matter how fatigued they may be.
Well, here's a look at the standings from day one. Leading the way, Bailey Key, the 59.2, a pretty significant lead, 1.2 over Lori Hernandez. But remember, one fall can really change this up because one fall is worth 1 point. And of course, there's other top names down there. Amelia Hunley tied for 4th. She did have a fall in the balance beam, hoping to improve that today. So pretty close competition. Like Sam said, it's all about who can put up 4 clean routines today. So it's going to be very exciting.
We did see a little bit more mistakes in warm-up, But what matters is now. When the green flag goes up, who can hit it?
Well, our warm-ups are finished. All 4 events ready to go.
Starting off on vault for Arite.
We always say this first event is always crucial. Got to get the momentum going, but every athlete standing out here right now has a tremendous amount of adrenaline. Of course, starting on balance beam, the hardest part about that is controlling the adrenaline, stay calm, and stay in the moment. This event, you want to be calm and cool. Beautiful flexibility.
Switch ring, a little bobble on the landing.
Well, in the day 1 competition, she had some bobbles on this event, almost like she was doubting her landings, just like that.
Struggling to find your rhythm at the beginning of a beam routine is probably the toughest part.
When you can see she's trying to connect some of these elements together, one of the new aspects of the code, really important to be connecting the elements, but she's having those small breaks, and that will affect her difficulty score.
And breaking a connection is always better than taking a fall in this event. Nice series.
Remember, part of the score comes from difficulty. That's where they start from a 0. The harder the skills are, the more points they earn on the difficulty side. And of course, execution, where they start from a 10.0, those bobbles, deductions, bent legs, steps on landings come from.
Nice first event, a few wobbles, but she can pick it up on the other 3 events on today's competition.
And definitely happy to have that event out of the way.
Of course.
A lot of action going on. We're going to take another look at Nia Dennis. She was up 2nd on vault. Lots of power.
Little step on the landing. She's currently 3rd in the all-around and 2nd on this event, the previous competition.
Well, that Yurchenko double full starts from a 5.8. We will see bigger vaults in the senior division, but a double full in the junior division is a pretty good vault with a strong start value.
Huge.
Her score for that vault was a 15.0. We talked about the amount of endurance it takes to be at this competition for a lot of these athletes. They are first-time elites in this scene, so a 2-day competition is a big change. For the most part, they've done 1-day competitions most of their career. And not only is it 2 days, it's a higher level of intensity, a little bit more pressure. And when you talked about the mental aspect, how hard is it to recover between day 1 and day 2?
So difficult. You know, you really have to rest in between. I know they had a day off, well, a day off of competition. They trained a little bit yesterday, a little bit easier of assignments so they could be ready for today's competition. But I bet these girls are pretty fatigued.
Well, we always say a day off in the gymnastics world doesn't mean a complete day off. That just means no competition. As Nora Flatley from Chow's mounts the balance beam.
Front aerial,
Sorry,
side aerial.
This is her teammate, Alexis Vasquez.
From Chow's Gymnastics, amazing beam routine. Stacked with difficulty and amazing combinations.
2 jumps there where she takes her eyes completely off of the beam. That's difficult in an arena this size.
Back handspring layout, solid. She's already done 2 3-element series, and it's been, I think, 15 seconds of her beam routine. That's pretty amazing.
She scored a 14.6 in the day 1 competition on this event. Was the 5th highest score.
I really enjoy watching her. She's so calm on beam.
Well, that is a great skill to have. to be a great beam competitor, because as we know, this event can make it or break it for any of the athletes in this competition. And if you can get a big score on balance beam, huge confidence boost, especially when it's your first event.
Gearing up for the dismount. Back handspring, 2.5 twists. She was a little shy on that in warm-up, but nailed it in the competition.
Well, and that's a good sign of a great competitor. It doesn't matter what happens in the warm-up. You trust in your training, and you get the job done when it counts.
I think Chow will be pretty pleased with that one.
We're going to head back to the uneven bars. Up next for rebound, we have Melissa Ryan Staltler. Coached by Diane Farrell out of the New Jersey area.
Little loose legs, little short in the handstand there.
One of the things the judges specifically looking for on this event is that handstand line. When they come up short like that, it is a deduction.
Nice dismount. A little bit shorter of routine than some of the other girls, but to hit a solid routine is definitely what counts in this competition.
You'll see a variety of different choices coaches make. Go with the cleaner routine, less difficulty. And then the other one is going with the difficulty and sometimes sacrificing the execution. So every coach has a different opinion on that. There's no right or wrong. It's definitely to do what's best for the athlete.
And ultimately, it's the balance between those.
And a lot of that balance is determined based on the athlete.
My coach always chose the difficulty.
Next up on floor, we have Nika Holtz from Texas Dreams.
Two and a half punch front. She is such a fun athlete to watch, especially on this event. Triple, little short there on that landing.
You'll see a lot of the gymnasts going for sticks on this event. It is a new requirement. Oh, little stumble there on the dance.
She's currently 7th in the all-around after the first day.
One of the other interesting parts of the code on this event as well is they have to start their tumbling passes on one foot or a pose. Only one pass is allowed to start from that 2-foot stance we've always seen in the past, so you'll see a lot of the gymnasts add that into their choreography.
A little short on that front handspring double full. And remember, only the top 6 automatically make the national team. There are 8 additional spots, but that's never a guarantee.
Well, that is every athlete's goal here in this competition, to be a part of the junior national team.
Nice stuck double pike.
Wow, that's not easy to do, especially the last tumbling pass. Some stumbles on those other tumbling passes, but really finished it up strong. The score for Melissa Ryan Stalter on bars was an 11.85.
Doing a replay on Ariana Agrapides from MG Elite.
And boy, is she exciting to watch.
Choreography done by their coach Maggie. Pike full and stuck the landing.
We talked about how difficult that is to stick these passes. Of course, these athletes training that a lot more back in the day. You were allowed to lunge back, and that wasn't necessarily a deduction.
Double Arabian, lots of power. One step out of bounds.
Of course, that out of bounds will be 1/10 of a deduction.
Nice double pike. She did have a little bit of trouble in this event on the first day. Loose landings. I think she has so much power. She doesn't know what to do with it.
that those athletes that are really powerful and quick, they get on the podium, adds a little extra bounce, and they have trouble controlling their landings. And half of that is through experience, getting out on the podium, handling that pressure. And so sometimes we see them fix those mistakes on the day 2 competition.
But that's actually a good problem to have, toning it down. Lots of power again on that last pass, double tuck.
And a great score for Ariana, 13.65. Her teammate up next on floor, and another exciting floor routine to come for Lori Hernandez from MG Elite.
Currently 2nd in the all-around. And 3rd on this event from the first day of the competition.
Yeah, and she didn't even have her best day on day 1. And of course, like you said, sitting in 2nd place in the all-around. Very exciting. I know, hoping to see some improvements throughout today's competition. One area she had no problem on was her performance, though, on day 1.
Such a mature performance for such a young age. I think that's what's shocking to me. And she nails the first pass. Double Arabian to a stag jump, no bobbles. Pike full in.
And you can hear the crowd loves this performance.
She's getting everyone involved.
Well, every once in a while you see a senior athlete maybe performing like this, but for a junior athlete to be this confident in her movements, and you can see her almost giving the judges a little bit of a look.
I think it's the I belong here look. I think that's what that means.
Performing like this can take tremendous amount of steam out of you, and of course she still has to tumble in between.
Front layout, double full. These are not easy passes, although she makes it seem like they're very easy because she has so much power. Lots of unique leaps as well. Difficulty packed in this routine, but she doesn't take away from any of the artistic value of it, which is what I think is cool to watch. Double pike stuck the landing. Wow, that's going to be a good score.
And much better landings than day 1, so she has to be thrilled with that. And we will wait for the score on that routine. The score for Nika Holtz, ahead of her on floor from Texas Streams, was a 13.6.
Doing a replay from Nora Flatley, Child's Gymnastics on beam.
Gymnasts will now advance to their 2nd event.
Gearing up for her first series, triple series, handspring, layout 2 feet. Oh, very uncharacteristic of her.
But a great save. You see a lot of athletes turn that far and drop like that and actually not be able to save it.
But the good thing about Nora is she doesn't look phased by that little bobble. Next 2 jumps, solid. Her face is very calm. She knows how to handle something like this. Front aerial, broke the connection a little bit.
Big pass there.
Man,
Lots of elements.
5 skills all in one.
Well, in the day 1 competition, she had a big 15.35, in fact, the highest junior balance beam score. And some of that because of her difficulty level. She had a 6.3 difficulty score.
And that's enough to compete with the senior competition. I spoke to Chow earlier, and he was very proud of both Nora and Alexis. But he said the important thing is to stay consistent, stay calm. And Nora did just that. She had a few mistakes, but I think she's pretty calm and relaxed going into this 2nd day of competition.
And that routine earned her a 14.6. So we are halfway through the first rotation, and we will be back with the rest of our field in the junior division.
Warm-up period is now over, and competition now begins in the second half of rotation 1. Starting off on vault for Parkettes, Molly Frack, followed by Parkettes' Christina Desiderio, and Brandy Johnson's Sydney Johnson-Sharp. Starting off on an even bars for West Coast Elite, Felicia Hano. On balance beam for Twin City Twisters, Abby Paulson. And now on floor exercise for Woga, Samantha Ogden.
Well, we are starting the second half of the first rotation with Felicia Hano from West Coast Elite on bars.
Looks like she slipped on her very first element. Maybe she didn't get the dowel quite around her hands. That's always scary, especially when it's your first skill.
Well, that is tough. A lot of times you chalk up and get the exact kind of chalk that you want. Sometimes it's just you drop in so aggressively on those kind of skills and it happens so quick. It was a safe fall. Looks like she's chalking back up and will start the routine again.
Seems to be a little bit rattled. Her coach standing up on the podium maybe to make her feel a little bit more comfortable.
Her coach Fernando Villa.
Oh! Twice in a row. She looks like she's in pain now. Coach coming over to comfort her. She's okay. She salutes the judge. I think it just really scared her. Something like that, especially twice in a row. She is not finishing the rest of her routine. I think that's probably a good call.
Yeah, like you mentioned, a lot of times it just rattles them, and it's tough when you only have 30 seconds to regroup. But the most important part is, making the right call for the athlete. They're going to make sure, obviously, that she's okay, and hopefully we'll be able to see her on the next couple events. But a lot of other action going on, so we're going to head over to the vault with Sydney Johnson-Sharp. This is Brandy Johnson's daughter.
Yurchenko full. She seems to be happy with that.
This is the first time at a U.S. championship for her, but she has some experience from her mom, 1988 Olympian.
Do you think her mom shares stories with her?
She has to share stories. I think when you get to this point as an athlete, you probably are asking your mom. I know for the coaches that have been there, it's a great confidence booster for athletes when they have somebody to ask questions. What's it going to be like? What's it going to feel like? And to have a coach and or a parent be able to prepare you mentally can really make a big difference.
Definitely. Knowing what to expect at a competition like this, I think gives a big advantage. Just like Amelia Hunley and Bailey Key. They've been at championships for a few years now, so they know exactly what to expect.
Well, and we talked about the only way to get good at handling these kinds of situations is to be in these situations and to be at U.S. championships. And we're going to see Amelia Hunley up next on bars, coached by Mary Lee Tracy right there in the background, my personal coach as well.
It's always tough to go on an event right after a fall or even a scary little accident like we just had. But Amelia can handle it. She's done this before.
You can see her going through and visualizing parts of her routine. These athletes do the exact same routine over and over in the gym every single day. They compete it, they practice it. But when the pressure's on, it's much harder to handle that. And so it's all about getting your mind to stay in the moment and just do it one more time.
And remember, these girls are not fresh, like they were 2 days ago at the competition. They're a little bit more tired. So you have to concentrate and focus that much more to make sure that you're safe and you put on a good performance.
You can see Mary Lee right there, giving her some words, confidence words probably. I remember we had a little thing, I would look at her, she would look back, and we talked about how important the role of a coach is. Some athletes don't like a lot of interaction. Some, the coaches, keep their mind right where it needs to be. We call that tight-minded. Stay focused on positive things, what you want to happen, all that kind of stuff. The reason it's going to take so long is because the judges need to figure out what they're doing with Felicia's score.
Amelia, though, has a pretty disciplined mental routine. You can see her going through her routine, doing some hand gestures, pretending like she's on the bar to keep her mind distracted from waiting so long for the judges.
Looks like they're just about ready. She steps up to the mat. And she gets the green flag.
She is currently first on this event after the first day. Nice combination.
Beautiful height there.
Up next on balance beam for Gym Academy Atlanta.
Huge amplitude on that release move. A little bit short on that pack salto, but she regroups. Perfect cast handstand after that.
Well, that's what experience does. You know, make a little mistake and you know how to handle it.
That's exactly right. She nails that routine.
Wow. She's always been a calm competitor, but that shows how mentally strong she is when she can rebound. Coming right up after that situation on bars. Not a perfect routine for her, but a great start. We're going to go over to floor exercise next. And for Woga, we're going to have Alyssa Bauman.
Currently in 8th place in the all-around and tied for 5th place on this event. The key for her is clean landings and as little execution as possible.
The score for Lori Hernandez on floor was a 14.8, so she did improve her floor score from day one.
And 14.8 is the winning score from the first day of competition on floor. So we'll see how Bailey Key does later in the meet.
Oh,
2.5 punch front.
We've seen a lot of the athletes going out of bounds. That is a deduction, obviously. But do you think it's because of the combination passes and more difficulty being added into the floor routines?
I think it's the lack of experience on a podium. It gives a lot of extra balance, which people don't realize. And girls don't know how to handle and spot the landings and control them to ensure that they stick the landings instead of bobble. But then again, it's always better to have a little bit more power than less power, so they could be cautious here. Nice combination pass there. Beautiful amplitude in those leaps.
You see all kinds of different tumbling combinations and skills on floor depending on if the athlete is powerful.
Double pike, stuck the landing. Nice routine.
You can see a lot of detail work in that floor routine.
Megan Skaggs of Gym Academy Atlanta on balance beam. Jordan Childs of Naganon on uneven bar.
And the score for Amelia Hunley on bars, 14.0.
Not quite the same score that she had, I think probably because that pack salto was a little short, but she did an excellent job continuing the routine, continuing the momentum, which is why she still received a very good score in that event.
We have a few competitors left on each event. And anchoring on balance beam from Northwind is Reagan Smith, and she is absolutely adorable. But on this event, you realize how tiny she is because she's just barely taller than the beam.
We talked about earlier the huge flag that's right next to her, and competing, I remember feeling how small I was in comparison to the flag.
She's tiny, but she has a lot of power packed into that body.
Now on floor exercise for Texas Dream.
Also an experienced coach.
Elena Piskun, that's her other coach there. Elena, on this event, you'll notice she stays down around the edge because when I talked to her, she said, man, is it hard to be the coach because it's so nerve-wracking. And then she asks my coach, Mary Lee Tracy, does it get any better? And Mary Lee said, not really. You're always nervous. She awaits the judge's flag, and there she goes.
Which have little bobble there. In such a big competition like this, her first time here, you can hear all of the cameras clicking, especially on this event. And that really gets in your mind if you're not totally focused on exactly what skill you're doing.
There's a good shot of Elena Piskun there in the pink shirt. She's watching.
That handspring layout. Front suck. She has lots of skills, but unlike the other competitors, she's not connecting them. But then again, she is young, so she just wants to get a lot of confidence on this event rather than trying to connect a bunch of skills in one and not being able to do it successfully, which I think is a very smart plan for her. Handspring, double pike.
Big
Little step in the
dismount.
landing.
It's great to see such high-level difficulty for such a young gymnast, and although that stumble on the landing, that means a great future for her. And this is the leader of the competition after day one, Bailey Key from Texas Dreams.
And also leading on floor with a 14.8, which is what Lori Hernandez just scored. So it's going to be interesting to see if Bailey Key can hold on to her first place title in this event.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
You know, day one, she was very confident, but you can see each competition, each workout, each day, she gets even more confident.
1.5 triples stuck. She's such a clean gymnast. Very little execution on any of these passes. Even her dance is very clean.
Her coaches, Kim Zemeskel-Burdett and Chris Burdett, one of the many athletes that has experienced coaches on the floor. Kim, 1992 Olympian.
For an handspring double fold punch front, no steps on the
Wow.
landing.
3 passes and 3 amazing landings, much better than day one so far.
Nearly perfect. And she is one of the veterans here, so that would make sense.
Now on floor exercise for Texas Dreams, Grace Quinn.
A little risky doing a leap that close to the corner, but she doesn't go out of bounds.
Well, this is her teammate, Grace Quinn. So we wait for the score for Bailey Key.
1.5 triple. Not quite all the way around, but that's very difficult pass.
Reagan Smith finished up on beam with a 13.85. And it looks like Bailey Key's score is up. It did beat day one, 14.95. She is definitely here to hold on to that top spot.
Double pike, a little stumble on the landing. But all of their landings, they get their chest up, so it kind of has the illusion that the landing is perfect, even though their feet keep moving. little short on that for an handspring double full, but she saves it. Doesn't quite get the full 1 point deduction.
Well, a lot of exciting stuff. We mentioned that Bailey Key outscored day one competition. We didn't get a chance to see her last pass in the replay.
Here it is. Nice double pike.
Well, she outscored her day one competition because of those landings. So off to a great start. As that finishes up rotation one, we have 3 more events left here at the P&G Gymnastics Championship.
Winning 2 Olympic gold medals for Team USA still doesn't feel real to me. Achieving my dream feels like a dream. I hope I can inspire people to take AT&T's pledge to never text and drive. My reason to pledge is for both of my families, my host family and my family at home. Find your reason and take the pledge to never text and drive. No text is worth the risk. It can wait. Take the pledge now at itcanwait.com.
With Secret Outlast, conquer your busy day.
Let's do it!
Hi.
Outlast your day, any day, with Secret's 48-hour odor protection technology. New Secret Outlast.
USAGymstore.com is the official merchandise store of USA Gymnastics. Now you can be part of the team. USAGymstore.com has something for every gymnastics fan. Women, men, and juniors. Outerwear, warm-ups, shorts, capris, accessories, and more. For all your officially licensed USA Gymnastics gear, visit USAGymstore.com today.
Imagine a match made in skin heaven with Venus and Olay. Olay Moisture Bars help lock in moisture for less dryness, while 5 blades get Venus close, revealing smooth, and goddess skin begins. Only from Venus and Olay.
Hey, Dad, look at me.
Want to help your children land on their feet? A USA Gymnastics member club provides a safe, comfortable environment where kids of all ages can develop the skills they need to achieve their true potential. Who knows how far they might go?
Yeah.
After 5 of a total of 8 rotations, here are your leaders in the all-around among junior women at the P&G Championships. In 5th place with a 70.75, Cincinnati's Amelia Hundley. In 4th place with a 71.35 for Chow's Nora Flatley. The top 3 look like this. In 3rd with a 72.2 for Buckeye, Nia Dennis. In 2nd place with a 72.8, MG Elite's Lori Hernandez. And leading the way with a score of 74.14 for Texas Dreams, Bailey Key. Those are your leaders in the all-around after 5 rotations in the P&G Championships.
Well, you can see Bailey Key still leading the way after rotation 1. Bettered her floor score from day 1, so looks like she's off to a great start. And Lori Hernandez close behind, but we are going to start rotation 2 out on floor exercise with Nora Flatley.
Balance beam for rebound, Melissa Reinstackler. Now on floor exercise for Charles, Nora Flatley.
She went out of bounds 2 days ago on this event. So again, all these competitors, the landings are crucial.
She had some bobbles on the balance beam, but she stayed on.
Triple full. A little smile there. Big double pike, misses the landing a little bit, because she was trying to stick.
We talked about that comes with experience. She's only 13 years old, so being up in the rankings here is a big deal. As a first-time junior.
2.5 later, lands out of bounds again.
She finished 4th in the all-around at the Secret US Classic in Chicago. She also won balance beam there, so
she's definitely a hot shot, someone we're gonna see for a long time. And with experienced coaches like Chow, they know how to pace her gymnastics. Not too much difficulty, but keeping her on track. Nice floor routine by Nora Flatley.
On floor exercise. Moments ago, that was Lori Hernandez of MG Elite on vaults.
And then Hernandez replay vaults back to back.
We're going to see some of the vaults that started this rotation off. Started with Nika Holtz from Texas Dreams.
Going to be doing a 1.5. Ooh, a little short on that landing, stiff-legged.
Well, you know, that's that experience with the juniors that we see those mistakes happening on landings.
She was having a few mistakes in the warm-up, though, so nice of her to pull it out.
She did have an out-of-bounds on vault, but she scored a 13.9.
Lori Hernandez, currently 2nd in the all-around. Double full, little pike down on the landing, but her and her coach are very happy with that one.
And a big vault. She's a very young gymnast. It's absolutely amazing when you see these young gymnasts, so powerful and so capable of doing big elements like that, and she scored a 14.9. Big vault score. And now we're going to see Emily Gaskins from Cincinnati Gymnastics up next on balance beam. Also one of the newest members of this group here, competing for the first time at championships.
For gliders, Lauren Navarro.
We got to see her a couple weeks ago at the Secret Classic, and she just would stand there in such a tight stance waiting for the judges. You can just see focused, controlling her breathing.
Yeah, big deep breaths, trying to get it all out before she gets on the beam.
And very posed for such, like I said, a new competitor in this environment. She was at the Nastia Cup, which I believe was the first time she was on a podium. Great competition for a lot of the Junior Olympic gymnasts to participate in. and then again at the Secret Classic, and now here at her first U.S. Championships.
But it's very different here. There's a big crowd, there's cameras, there's a huge flag. She's on the big flat screen just to set the scene for you. It's a big deal to compete here.
And we talked about this. This is the kind of the culminating meet for the juniors. This is what they train all year long for because their goal is to be on the junior national team. So that added pressure is a lot to handle as well.
An aerial split jump. Back handspring layout. Very solid landing.
You can almost see her command herself into that landing position.
Switch half a little short. Seems to be a little tentative today. Nice set aerial wolf jump. She's getting lots of extra bonus from all of these connections.
We say she's new to this environment, but she does work side by side with Amelia Hunley and senior Lexi Priestman, so great teammates.
Nice routine by Emily Gaskins.
Pretty impressive. She hit balance beam 2 days in a row at this competition. Not an easy thing to do, so she handled the pressure with no problem. As we head to floor exercise, and up next, Abby Paulson from Twin City Twisters. The score for Nora Flatley on floor exercise was a 13.3. She did have that out of bounds 3/10 off the top of her execution score there.
She landed both feet out of bounds. Really hurt her score.
We've talked about the new code, and the year after the Olympics, it's not just a rebuilding year because our athletes from the Olympic team, obviously phasing out, some of them are going to be in tonight's senior competition, but the code changes requires the athletes and the coaches to adapt to new rules. Sometimes we see mistakes in connections because they're brand new connections into their routines this year.
And it's good to try them out at a national competition rather than an international competition. Double pike, few steps back on the landing. One and a half. Double full, stuck landing.
She finished 5th on this event at the Junior Olympic Level 10 National Championships. So a lot of these athletes in the JO program all season competed January all the way through to May at that national championship and then transferred in to this elite season. So this has been a long competition season.
But sometimes they get better with practice. Two and a half front tuck. Nice routine, good execution throughout. Not quite the difficulty, but that'll come.
With time, every athlete improves their difficulty. These guys are young. I mean, I look back when I was 12 or 13, not only was I not an elite athlete, but I did not have the experience, and I made those kind of mistakes all the time. So, and that wasn't even in this pressure-filled environment. So, lot of great future athletes for our senior team in the next few years. The score for Emily Gaskins on balance beam was a 13.7.
Very promising for USA Gymnastics to see all of this talent and the potential here at this competition. So many junior athletes ready and willing, wanting to work hard. to make this team make international assignments.
It's always a great feeling when they make the national team. They're representing Team USA. They get USA apparel, which is always exciting. And a very exciting moment when you get your first international assignment representing the U.S. around the country.
I remember my first box, the fun box of apparel. I think I spent an hour trying everything on, maybe twice. I was so excited.
Well, when you wear USA across your chest or on your back, it's a pretty proud moment. Couple more performances in the first half of rotation 2. Up next on bars from Brandy Johnson, Sydney Johnson-Sharp. She's a dynamic athlete, but this event is definitely the one that she is continuing to strive to improve on.
Sometimes this event is harder for more muscular gymnasts. Gotta let it swing.
I struggled with that personally.
Can say the same thing, Amanda. Nice routine, stuck dismount.
Yeah, and she adds in difficulty, upgrading her dismount, trying to get some connections in there. And our last performance on floor in this first half is Emily Child.
Stuck front handspring double tuck. Only one in the competition today.
Well, it's a tough pass because of the blind landing. You can't see the floor until you land. A lot of risk then with making a mistake on the landing.
Pretty dramatic music for a junior athlete. Seems to suit her well, though.
She had a 3/10 deduction on day 1 for out of bounds. So far, she's had clean landings on her tumbling passes.
Tuck double. Little step on the landing. Nice clean floor routine in the air.
Looks like she made some improvements on those landings between day 1 and day 2. This rotation coming to a close, but we want to take a look at the beam routine from Amelia Hunley, Cincinnati Gymnastics. Sam, she struggled on this event in day 1, something that's not normal for her. In fact, we were shocked when she fell. One of the calmest competitors in this competition. But you have to wonder, is that in the back of her mind as she mounts the beam in day 2?
I think she wants revenge.
We talk about when athletes make mistakes, sometimes they mount the beam and they're attacking it more than they did the first time. And you can see those landing positions. She almost has a grimace on her face.
She's controlling the beam. Solid. She's making sure her arm placements and her landing are extra precise this time.
That's the skill she fell on. No problem today. We talk about how mental this event is. It's an event you can't hold back on. In fact, you have to attack even more than you think.
This is a completely different beam routine from the other day. Hardly any wobbles, any execution deductions, which was not the case 2 days ago.
No, she scored at 12.9 on day 1.
And as we're going to see, she's capable of much more. Back handspring, 2.5, a little short, but that was really her only deduction in this routine. Few execution errors here and there, but wow, nice routine from Amelia Hunley.
and a much bigger score, 14.2, so she has to be pleased with that. And our athletes are warming up, and we are getting set for the second half of rotation 2. We'll be right back.
Competition in the second half of rotation 2 will now begin. Starting off on vault for Woga will be Alyssa Bauman, followed by Texas Dreams' Bailey Key and Grace Quinn. Starting off on uneven bars for Orlando Metro, Bridget Dean. Now on balance beam for Nadinoff, Jordan Chai.
All right, we're ready for the second half of rotation 2. Starting right out on the vault with Alyssa Bauman from Woga.
She was 8th after the first day, and she can make the national team, just cleaning up her gymnastics a little bit more. Big vault, Yurchenko full, little step back on the dismount.
Start value for Yurchenko full is a 5.0, so those girls performing the double fulls are at an 8/10 advantage. So important that her execution is tight as we see Jordan Childs for the first time on the balance beam. She came off bars a little bit early on her dismount, put her hands down, so mentally having to rebound as she heads to the toughest event, balance beam.
And she had a little bit of a trouble 2 days ago in this event, but Amelia was able to hand the pressure quite well. And it looks like Jordan's come back for revenge as well.
Well, a lot of times day one, they're just so nervous, what to expect, lots of things going through their mind, and now they have a day of competition under their belt and even an extra practice and hopefully a little more confidence.
Nice 2.5. Good routine from Jordan Childs.
And a nice rebound after that mistake on bars. And a smile on her face, which is always great. And a hug from coach. We all like that as athletes.
Yes.
Megan Skaggs of Gym Academy Atlanta on floor exercise.
Score for Alyssa Bauman on vault was a 13.8, and following her was Bailey Key.
Yurchenko double full. Big vault, a little hop forward on the landing, but like nice, clean lines in the air.
And it looked like she was going for the stick. She had a 15.1 on day one, so we'll see if that was enough to beat it.
Coming up next on balance.
Just didn't get her chest up enough.
We're going to head to bars. A lot going on here, but next up on bars from Arite, Deanne Souza. The score for Bailey Key on vault, not quite as good as day one, 14.75. She had the same start value, but like you said, that hop on the landing and chest down a little bit affected her execution score. And this is Deanne Souza.
Now on floor exercise for North Wind, Reagan Smith.
Nice lines, good cast handstands. Making sure she catches those releases a little close to the bar. Ooh. Didn't quite get the dowel over the bar. Slipped off a little bit there.
You talk about experience of these athletes, and you said the first release move came in close, held back a little bit, wanted to make sure she caught it. And then on that one, you know, the grip just didn't get around, and it happens that quick when that dowel's not over the bar. Just slip off right through the bottom.
But it's a pretty safe fall, although these mats are a little bit hard because they're new. She looks to be okay, finishing up the bar routine.
Still has the entire second half of the bar routine to go. Always a true testament to how tough these athletes are. To not just rebound from a fall, but rebound from a fall like that and have to finish.
Good layout, full. Double layout, full, little step on the dismount, but I think she's just happy to get off the bar.
She came through the developmental program into this scene. So, like many here, brand new to the elite scene, and although a mistake on that event, she's really handling it well.
Mistakes do happen. They will happen in your gymnastics career. And to get back on the bar, finish clean is very important. She's gonna put that one under her belt.
The score for Jordan Childs on balance beam, 14.25, so she has to be happy with that.
Up next on vault for
So we head back to the vault with Ariana Akrabides.
Coming up next on uneven bars for Buckeye, Nia Dennis. Coming up on balance beam.
Currently first on this event after day one with a 15.35. Huge Yurchenko double full. Here it comes. Wow. Just as good as the second one. Huge amplitude.
I think she was dead straight on that white line.
Incredible.
Big hug from her coach, Maggie. And big smiles. Still waiting on a few scores to come in. And a couple more competitors on each of the events. Some of the athletes vying for those all-around spots. We're gonna have Nia Dennis on bars. Let's also have Polina Shenikova on floor exercise, and here she is. She is absolutely beautiful, long lines, and probably the most beautiful toe point in the competition. Reminds me a lot of Nastia's toe point.
Definitely have to agree. She had a 3/10 deduction after the first day. Oh, going out of bounds.
Well, she's not necessarily a powerful athlete, so going hard on that double pike, oh no.
We're gonna see lots of combination passes from Polina.
That's where she stands out, her dance elements, her flexibility.
Trying to be more precise with those landings. Big double tuck, sticks it. Beautiful choreography.
Score for Ariana on vault was a 15.4, so she was first in day one, but she beat her own score in day two. A lot of these athletes coming out on a mission to not just beat other athletes, but to more importantly, beat themselves and improve day one to day two.
Two and a half, little step on the landing. Look good. Made floor routine from Polina Shinikova.
And absolutely beautiful. But we talk about the fatigue of this competition. The event that we see that mostly on is floor exercise.
This is a replay of Reagan Smith from Northwind.
And what a fun routine to watch.
4.5 double tuck, a little hop on the landing. I love this floor routine. Being so little, she really knows how to show off on this event.
Very impressive for such young athletes. That's usually a skill that is learned.
A lot of the juniors in this competition this year, I'm surprised, have such a great competitive presence on floor, not taking anything away from the artistic value of the routine.
Well, it's nice to see because as they add in those hard passes and they can still hold on to that artistry of the routine, it really makes this event so fun to watch. I know for me it was my favorite to perform because you could show your personality, maybe throw a smile in there.
Well, she seems to be enjoying herself. Big double pikes way far away from the corner. Good floor routine from Reagan's.
Looks like we have one floor routine left, and that'll be from Alexis Vasquez.
Currently 6th in the all-around after day one. And she scored a 13.45 on this event.
Score for Deanne Souza on bars is an 11.15, and we're still waiting for that floor score for Polina.
Now on floor exercise for Chels, Alexis Vasquez.
Alexis finished 2nd on this event at the Junior Olympic Nationals.
Big double pike. One and a half layout. Big double tuck, stuck the landing. She's definitely trying to clean up those landings and beat her score from 2 days ago. I think she might do it. Nice floor routine from Alexis Vasquez.
Very clean, and we will wait for her score. The score for Polina was a 13.15, and that concludes rotation 2. We are halfway through, and we'll be right back.
Gymnasts will now advance to rotation 3.
What's the biggest number you can think of?
A trillion, billion, zillion.
That's pretty big. How about you?
10.
Okay. How about you?
Infinity.
Can you top that?
Infinity and 1.
Actually, we are looking for infinity plus infinity. Sorry.
What about infinity times infinity? Oh.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better, and AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
Speak your mind up. Come on now.
Hilton Honors has been the official hotel partner of USA Gymnastics since 2011 and is proud to support Team Hilton Honors, a program that provides financial support to male gymnasts to help offset their training and living expenses while they pursue their Olympic dreams. Save up to 15% on your next stay at participating hotels in the Hilton Honors portfolio, like DoubleTree by Hilton and Embassy Suites, when you book through usagym.org/honors. Here are your top 5 in the all-around among junior women in the P&G Championships after 6 out of a total of 8 rotations. In 5th place for Chow's, Alexis Vasquez. In 4th place for Chow's, Nora Flatley. The top 3 look like this. In 3rd place for Cincinnati, Amelia Hundley. 2nd place, MG Elites, Lori Hernandez. And leading the way with an all-around score of 88.9 for Texas Dreams, Bailey Key. Those are your leaders heading into the next rotation of competition of the P&G Championships for junior women. Ladies and gentlemen, an important announcement. For the safety of the athletes, flash photography and camera lights of any kind are not permitted inside the arena. Thank you for your cooperation. This concludes the warm-up.
All right, we are ready for rotation 3, and as you can see, Bailey Key still in the lead. Right behind her, Lori Hernandez, but Amelia Hundley jumped up to 3rd place with that big beam score, and you can see Nia Dennis dropped to 6th. She had 2 falls on bars. So, still have a lot of gymnastics left, 2 full events. We're going to start right off on floor exercise with Amelia Hunley in third place right now. Remember, she had that fall in day one, but so far has recovered well from that.
And she's currently second on this event after the first day. But she's going to have to put up a big score to beat out Bailey Key and Lori Hernandez.
That's right. They had phenomenal floor performances, and they are 1-2 on that event right now.
Huge double layout. The amount of difficulty that Amelia has in this floor routine, big flip skills, lots of combination passes. She's capable of it.
She scored a 14.5 on day one on this event.
2.5 layout step out, moving right into her dance.
A little short there on that triple turn. We talk about, for a lot of athletes, they can nail the tumbling passes, and it's the dance elements that are hard, turns and leaps.
She also has a dance background. Parents own a dance studio. One and a half. Double pike stuck.
Big smile on her face. Crowd always loving that. Got the crowd clapping in the background. I know as an athlete that was great for me as I headed into this last tumbling pass.
A little extra adrenaline is never a bad thing. Here she goes. Big double tuck. Not quite stuck the landing, but excellent floor routine from Amelia Hunley.
And a great performance. She had that mistake day one, but it looks like she is on a mission in day two competition, and that completes her third event. We talk about in gymnastics, it's all about consistency, but anything can happen from event to event. They all have to hit the most difficult event, and that's the balance beam, but we have seen quite a few mistakes on the uneven bars today.
Putting 8 scores together is always a challenge. Hitting 8 for 8, both days of competition. They will be mistakes, maybe not falls, maybe some falls, but who can recover, who can put it behind them, move on to the next event. It's all about the mental aspect and who can stay in the moment right now.
Well, and I'm sure your coach, just like mine, told me it's not over till it's over. Always finish the fight. And next up, Sydney Johnson-Sharp. Waiting for this event, one of the toughest things that you can do. And there's mom, Brandy Johnson, in the background.
First day of competition, she scored a 13.8 on beam.
I sit there think every coach is nervous, but when it's your daughter, I mean, it's got to be even tougher. This event, however, for Sydney, one of her best. She is so confident and almost dances like she's on the floor. It's a performance for her.
And those are the best beam workers for sure. Starts off big front tuck, split jump, Sassone, not quite connected, but she moves through it.
Oh,
wow. Handspring layout didn't quite get her whole body over the beam. Her feet were on, but her whole body was going a completely different direction.
I've seen her do that element lots of times. Training camps, here at practice, of course in competitions, and that's a skill that I'm not sure I've ever seen her miss.
Switch leap, split half, back tuck. Lots of combinations. Trying to get her groove back, finish up the routine strong.
Score for Amelia Hunley on, oh no, a second fall.
Switch side.
And she looks startled.
Right back on the beam, a little bit rattled. Maybe should have taken her time to get back up. Just the dismount though. Oh, short on that dismount as well. Couldn't really gain her momentum back. A little disappointed after that routine.
Wow. Like I mentioned, this is one of her best events. Very tough performance there.
It's always the worst when you have a few mistakes on your best event. I know that always made me the most sad. because you're known for an event. You want to do the best on that event, but you do have a few mistakes, a few falls every once in a while.
Well, and it's like she didn't rebound from the first fall. And just kind of, you could see mentally wasn't back into the routine. She didn't find that rhythm.
Exactly, something I'm sure she will learn from this. She will take back home.
Coming up next on
Be better prepared next time she has a wobble or a mistake.
Well, the score for Amelia Hunley on floor was a 14.5, and we are waiting for Alyssa Bauman's bar routine. Her teammate, Lauren Farley, and Samantha Ogden were ahead of her on this event. Samantha scored a 12.8, and Lauren Farley's score hasn't come in yet.
Getting the last-minute corrections from her coach. Pretty technical.
Sometimes going through that with the coach, going through your mind, just keeps your mind from wandering.
Double-checking the bars. Sometimes if your coach says, you're ready, the equipment's good, you're good, it gives you a little bit of that extra confidence going into the event.
Well, and in this kind of competition, a lot of times it comes down to who's the most confident coming into this competition. Preparation does bring that confidence, but it's all about how you feel right here when you mount the bar.
Nice cast handstands. Toe full to Kachev. Nice Jaeger. Lots of combinations in this bar routine.
And nailing every handstand.
Nice bar routine from Alyssa Bauman.
3 bar routines in a row for Woga. Lauren Farley at 13.15. We will see what Alyssa scores on that routine. And a score for Sydney Johnson Sharp on balance beam at 11.2. So tough go there, but she will head to another great event for her, and that's the floor exercise. Some big performances still to come on this third rotation. Bailey Key will be up next on uneven bars.
Bradley of splits on floor exercise.
We're going to take a look at Venetia Bradley's floor routine.
Coming up next on
2 days ago, she scored a 13.4 on this event.
She was sitting in 12th place coming into this competition. See a variety of those combination passes and all different kinds of turn elements. Remember, the judges looking for the detail of those skills.
A little stumble on those leaps.
At the Secret Classic, she finished 6th on vault.
Stuck the landing, though, in that double full. Nice 2.5, one little step.
Lots of twisting passes throughout that floor routine. And she scored a 13.45.
Of Texas Dreams on an even bar.
And anchoring on bars in the first half of this rotation from Texas Dreams, Bailey Key. Pretty significant lead in the competition. And what has kind of set her apart is her consistency.
Just going to say her biggest asset, consistency and her calm aura she has when she competes. Before she even goes, I know that she's going to make this bar routine.
Well, at the Secret Classic, she wasn't sure she was going to compete all 4 events because she didn't feel prepared. Well, she ended up not just competing all 4 events, she won the competition. I said that had to be a huge confidence boost when you think you're not prepared and you still win.
And she has the whole package. Nice bar routine from Bailey Key.
Another clean, confident performance. As she finishes her 3rd event, we will come back with the second half of rotation 3.
Competition continues with the second half of rotation 3. Starting off on vault for Tigar will be Polina Shenikova, followed by Chow.
All right, we are ready for the second half of this rotation.
Now on uneven bars for
And
Texas Dreams,
Nia
Grace
Dennis is going to be
On
starting
balance
us off on
beam
balance
for
beam.
Buckeye,
Remember, she's
Nia
coming
Dennis.
off a rough bar routine where she had 2 falls and scored an 11.1. So this event always tough, now a little tougher.
And what's the right way to approach the next event after a fall?
Well, you hope that you leave the fall and everything that happened out of your mind. But that is such a tough challenge. And that just adds pressure to this very difficult event because you know that you don't want another single mistake. So hopefully thinking all positive thoughts.
Huge standing Arabian like we saw earlier.
We commented on day one, we think that is the highest standing Arabian we've ever seen.
She's got my vote. But in third place after the first day, knowing that she might have slipped in the all-around a bit, trying to recover here on balance beam. Lots of amplitude, not only on her flipping elements, but also her leaps. Big double back. Gets her chest up real quick. Small hop on the landing. Nice routine from Nia Dennis.
And a big accomplishment there, rebounding from not just one fall, but 2 falls on the same event. Wow, she is mentally tough and here to prove that she can handle it and handle those tough challenges. So we take a look at Polina Shenikova. She led off on vault in the second half.
Gonna be doing Yurchenko full. Nice body positions in the air, small hop on the landing. Not quite the difficulty. Some of the other girls doing Yurchenko double fulls, but her execution is very little.
We said that she's not the most powerful gymnast, but it looks like she's going to be able to upgrade that. Her score was a 13.9, and this is Alexis Vasquez.
From Challenge Gymnastics. Nice stuck, Yurchenko full. Big amplitude.
With this being the junior competition, you see that big spread in the vault scores. And this is Nora Flatley, the score for her teammate, 14.05.
Yurchenko full stuck landing too. Wow, both the challenge gymnasts, Yurchenko full stuck cold.
When you mentioned not the most difficult vault, but it's done well, and that means there's going to be a lot of potential to upgrade these vaults as they get a little taller, stronger, more powerful. And we are catching Nadia Cho in the middle of her bar routine from Woga.
Huge Jaeger.
Now on floor exercise for
little leg separation on the bail. Lots of combinations in this bar routine. Double layout, small step on the dismount. She seems to be happy with that though.
Well, this second half of this rotation, very strong. Nia Dennis scored a 14.95 on balance beam, so strong rebound there. And the score for Nora Flatley, a 13.8 on vault. And last up in this rotation on vault is Lauren Navarro from Gliders.
Nice Yurchenko full, a little high on the vaulting table, which caused her to be a little short on the landing. A little pike down, but nice legs positions. Good body shape in the air.
We talk about this event, and for these younger gymnasts, what makes it so hard, every gymnast has to vault on the same vault setting. And so whether they're 15 or 12, they have to get over that same table height. And so coming in at the right angle makes a big difference. Really important to get that block, get enough height, but she pulled it around and not a bad vault.
Competing a good Yurchenko full is very important, which leads to a good double full, rather than competing a Yurchenko double full when you're not ready. Definitely Yurchenko full benefits you more in the long run with these younger athletes that don't quite need all that difficulty right now.
We're going to go back to bars from MG Elite. Ariana Agripides
coming up next on uneven bars for MG
coming off a big vault. Yurchenko double full, and of course holding on to that first place spot. 2 days of scoring above a 15.35. Pretty impressive. Day one, though, she struggled on this event.
She did. Had a few falls. see if she can keep the rhythm, the momentum going right from the beginning.
Kind of seems like a common factor for some of the most powerful gymnasts who are getting these big vault scores, your Chinko double fulls. This is the event where sometimes they struggle. Can they handle that power under the pressure?
Sometimes relaxing and not controlling the bar so much. Oh! First skill, Jaeger. I thought she had it.
And see her coach, Maggie.
Take a deep breath.
They
Finish
have
up the rest of the routine.
30 seconds to remount the bar, so no rush. Get your composure. That's where she struggled last time, was regaining her composure.
For Cincinnati, Emily Gaskin.
Oh.
Huge amplitude on her release moves, just coming up a little bit short. Looks to be a little frazzled.
It's always tough for the coaches as well because they're trying to keep their athlete calm, but they're frustrated as well because they know what she's capable of. She is capable of not just hitting this routine, but doing a very beautiful bar routine. Repeating that element, tough thing to do.
Setting up for her dismount. Big double layout, one step back. Little disappointed because she knows she could hit that bar routine. She wanted revenge on that event, but just a little bit, a smidge short on both of those releases.
Well, you have to wonder if when she mounted bars, if that was in the back of her mind, because like I said, I mean, we've seen great warm-ups, we've seen great routines, and once again, those mistakes kind of popped in. You have to wonder if it was mentally a challenge for her.
But she didn't hold anything back. Big releases, lots of amplitude on both of the ones that she fell on. She wasn't playing safe, she wasn't being timid, which is what most coaches advise their athletes.
The score for Nadia Cho from Woga on the uneven bars is a 14.0. And the score for Lauren Navarro on vault from gliders, 13.55.
We're going to go back and see a replay of Emily Gaskin's floor routine.
Coming up next on uneven bars.
She is a beautiful dancer, has a dance background, and they have been able to incorporate that into her routine. But what I've been most impressed with Emily is her level of confidence and composure at her first national championship. I think having teammates like Amelia Hunley and Lexi Priestman probably plays a role in that, as well as her coach, Mary Lee Tracy, who has been here since the early 90s, bringing athletes year after year.
I would have never guessed this is her first national championships. She looks polished already, which is usually something that takes from experience. And after multiple times appearing at a national championships, few steps on that double back. Front layout full, a little short on that landing, but moves right into her dance. Big deep breath here. 2.5 stuck landing.
Very nice floor routine, and what's so cute about Emily is she is actually watching herself on the big screen, and what a cool moment for her to not just be at her first national championship, but to see yourself up on that big screen, big smile on her face. She probably spent many years watching this competition,
visualizing herself here at this competition, and then seeing it on the big screen.
Yeah,
Pretty
she's
neat.
not just here, she's on TV.
That's exactly right.
Veronica Holtz of Texas Dream on uneven bar.
Beautiful routine, Emily Gaskins.
And a strong score, 13.55. The score for Ariana on bars, those two major falls, a 10.4, so not the performance she was looking for.
This is Nika Holtz the replay on uneven bars. Nice combination work right when she got on the bar. Big Jaeger. Moving into her dismount. Nice clean tuck double full. Stuck the landing 2 days in a row. Nice routine from Nico Holtz.
Beautiful form throughout. She scored a 12.45 day one, so we'll see
Definitely
if that
improved this time.
And last up on bars, Hernandez.
Coming up next on uneven
She's doing outstanding this whole competition, not just today, but 2 days ago. After the first competition, she was second in the all-around.
And remember, her teammate, just 2 routines ahead of her, really struggled. And so now it's up to her to stay mentally focused. The score for Nika Holtz, 14.65, so much better.
I think that's a 2-point difference. She's going to be happy with that. Here goes Lori. Big Tkachev. Lots of bonus in that first combination. Huge release move.
She
Barely
really
caught it.
Extended her arms to catch that one.
Lots of circling elements in her bar routine.
And beautiful form.
Nice routine by Lori.
Wow. She has really made the added details into all of her events today, and that concludes her third event. We have one rotation to go here at the 2013 P&G Championship and our junior women's day 2. So stay tuned. We'll be back with the final event.
Who's gonna step up? Oh, look who it is.
Watch, Mom, look at me.
Want to help your children get the hang of a happy, healthy life?
Look at you.
A USA Gymnastics member club provides a safe, comfortable environment where kids of all ages can develop the skills they need to achieve their true potential. Who knows how far they might go?
Good girl.
What's something that's slow that you wish was fast?
Turtle.
Really? A turtle?
Yeah.
And what about you?
I'd rather be a slow turtle.
Well,
I know why. Because when you're slower, you won't have to get in the street as fast and get ran over.
But if you're a slow turtle and you're in the middle of the street, what happens? Austin? Exactly.
It's not complicated. Faster is better. And AT&T is the nation's fastest 4G LTE network.
In gymnastics, anything is possible because it's not just about perfection. It's about persistence. It's not just talent. It's training. It isn't every 4 years. It's every single day.
USA Gymnastics and AT&T invite you to see gymnastics like you've never seen it before. Go beyond the training and straight into the hearts and minds of America's Olympic hopefuls as they follow their dream to represent the United States at the Olympic Games.
Visit att.net/Team USA and watch each episode of Behind the Team. Follow the fun and the friendships of these amazing athletes and hear their incredible stories in their own words. Because in gymnastics, it's not just about their dreams, it's about the journey, and anything is possible.
With one rotation to go for the Junior Women's P&G Championships, here are your top 5 in the all-around. In 5th place, Buckeyes, Nia Dennis. 4th place, Chow's Nora Flatley. And the top 3 are as follows. In 3rd place for Cincinnati, Amelia Hundley. 2nd place for MG Elite, Lori Hernandez. And still leading the way for Texas Dreams, Bailey Key. There are your leaders with one rotation to go in the 2013 P&G Championships for Junior Women. This concludes the warm-up for the first half of rotation 4.
All right, one rotation left. Bailey Key leading the way. Lori Hernandez right behind, but remember, Sam, they are both heading to balance beam, and we know that can make or break everybody's competition. Bailey Key will be in the first half. Lori Hernandez in the second half.
What a fight that's going to be, Amanda. Starting off on beam, Alyssa Bauman from Woga.
She's in 8th place coming into this event. She's been consistent and clean.
Scored a 14.2. Nice Arabian, lots of height. Didn't quite stick the landing, but she saved it. Ooh. That handspring layout.
We've talked about the variety of different styles on this event. It looks like those two elements were supposed to be connected, but she moves so fluidly, sometimes you don't even notice that the mistake is happening.
She didn't quite get the bonus for that connection, but she didn't get any execution deductions, which is important. A no-D front aerial. Side aerial. Looks like eventually all 3 of those elements should be connected. Playing it safe today with her combinations.
Well, one of the new elements of the code, 3 elements, does earn bonus.
2.5 dismount, slight step to the side.
So a lot of potential in that routine. Beautiful skills. Obviously, we'll add in those connections, but most importantly, she stayed on the balance beam.
Coming up next on vault for Ace Gymnastics.
And we are going to take a look at Venetia Bradley's vault.
Coming up on uneven bars for North Wing, Reagan Smith.
Big double full, scored a 15.1 2 days ago.
The next gymnast on balance beam will be Bailey Key of Texas Dream.
That double full, the biggest vault that we see in this junior competition this year.
Slight hop to the side, but I think it's still going to earn her a great score. She was tied for 3rd on that event.
And the score for her, a 15.1 today.
Same exact score as 2 days ago. And here on beam, we have Bailey Key, currently the leader in this competition. Do you think she knows that if she hits this routine, she could be the junior national champion?
Well, I would think that that is probably not going through her head right this second. Hopefully she's staying in the moment for balance beam. She has a 1.1 lead over Lori Hernandez, but remember, one fall is worth a point. So, and it can also affect the execution and difficulty score. So, really important that she stays focused in the moment.
But she's also tied for 1st place on this event. Scored a 15.35, tied with Nora Flatley's 15.35 2 days ago.
Nora has already done this event, so she is sitting at the top in the individual beam rankings.
Both amazing beam workers.
All about confidence as she approaches this first tumbling element.
That handspring, back handspring layout, she was off and completely saved that.
It looked like she was completely sideways when she landed, but boy, what a fight.
For an aerial split jump straddle jump, looked like it didn't phase her at all. Front tuck, jump, taking your time before each element.
Almost floated out of that into that pose.
Switch leap, switch half, not quite around. Saves it and keeps moving.
Score for Alyssa Baumann on balance beam was a 14.45.
Nice switch ring. She has a good mix of artistic leaps and jumps as well as tumbling elements.
And all that's left is the dismount.
Triple twist, back handspring, triple twist, nice beam routine.
What a meet for Bailey Key, 8 for 8.
Amazing, consistent competitor.
We talked about that is the key for her, is consistency. Any athlete that comes into this competition and can hit 8 for 8.
And that might have sealed the deal for her.
Will always finish in that top range. Remember, right behind her, Lori Hernandez still has to go on the balance beam, and in third place was Amelia Hunley, and she'll be anchoring on vault. Next up on the uneven bars, Polina Shenikova. One of the most beautiful athletes to watch on this event.
Scored a 14.2 on the first day of competition. Has the highest start value out of all the competitors in this junior division, starting with a 6.0.
Well, and her form and toe point really sets her apart on this event. Creates such a beautiful line. And she's a great bar worker because she swings with the bars. You see a lot of those strong, powerful athletes bustling it through.
Currently sits in third on this event after day one. Shaposh, Stalderfold, Tkachev,
Wow.
Pack Salto. Lots of elements there.
You almost can't keep up with the release
Could
moves.
not. Could not. Lots of releases, lots of twisting elements here. Into a dismount. Beautiful bar routine from Polina Shenikova.
Lots of big skills in that bar routine, and nicely done. And a successful meet for her this weekend.
Heading back over to beam, Grace Quinn from Texas Dreams.
And the score for Bailey Key, a big one, 15.55. So she has definitely helped her lead. She also is sitting in first place when it comes to the balance beam individual events.
Back handspring layout, solid landing from Grace Quinn.
She scored a 13.95 in day one. Small balance check there.
Also one of the youngest competitors in this competition.
Lexi Rambler of Kidsport on floor exercise. Up next on uneven bars for Chels.
Lots of skills packed into this beam routine. Not as many combinations, but I'm sure those will come. Getting ready for her dismount.
She's had a great performance. This is her favorite event, and what a way to end.
Twist. Nice beam routine from Grace Quinn. Kim seems to be very pleased with that one.
Well, there is not a tougher event to watch as a coach as the balance beam. It's only a minute and a half long or so, but it feels like 5 or 6 minutes those athletes are up there. As we head back to the uneven bars.
Alexis Vasquez from Chow's Gymnastics. As a coach, Chow has a very calming presence when he's on the podium.
He always seems so relaxed. You see a smile on his face, and we talked about how good he is with working with these young elites. Maybe not a perfect performance. He gives a lot of thumbs up, and seems like the girls enjoy that feedback.
Lots of positive reinforcement. Mounting the bar, Alexis Vasquez. Ooh, little short.
It's a tough go when you have to completely repeat it.
She's gonna restart her bar routine.
Remember, they have 30 seconds to remount. You can see her taking her time, no rush. Like you mentioned, you can see how calm Chow is. He's not rushing her through. She'll mount when she's ready.
She gets over the bar.
Oh, just a little too far. You know, we've seen a couple mistakes from these young athletes, and it's almost like they make that first mistake and they don't know what to do. You know, they do these routines over and over in the gym, and quite often they don't make mistakes. And so the mistake happens and their brains are going, what do I do? How do I recover from this? Instead of just get back up on the bar and start the routine. So great experience. Unfortunately, it has to happen here, but she will learn from this.
And bars is one of the toughest events to fall on and then pick up where you left off. Gaining the momentum back is one of the most difficult things, especially after a fall. And Alexis seems to be struggling with that a little bit here. Mentally knowing you have still half of your bar routine to do. Nice pack salto.
And it looks like she's found her rhythm. It's all about getting into that rhythm. Oh, little struggle there.
Good dismount.
Alexis Vasquez on Chow's on an even bar.
And the crowd really rooting her on. It's always nice when people appreciate how tough these athletes are. And like we've talked about in the past, no athlete wants to make mistakes here, but it really shows how tough they are when they fight through and they finish. And like we said, that is a great way to learn. And we're going to take another look at Reagan Smith's bar routine.
Gymnasts will now begin to warm up for the second half of the final rotation.
Nice, Jaeger, a little close, making sure she got on that bar.
Oh, wow. Great save there.
These are the same bar settings that the senior athletes use. Since she's so small, takes a little bit more momentum to get to them. Big step on the dismount, but nice made routine. She got through it, no falls.
And we are halfway through this last rotation. It is getting close. Remember, we have Lori Hernandez coming up on the balance beam, and we still have to watch Amelia Hunley on the vault. We'll be right back.
Competition resumes with the second half of rotation 4. Starting off on uneven bars for Chow's Nora Flatley. On balance beam for
All right, Sam, here it goes. We're in the last half of rotation 4, and it is getting exciting. We're going to start right off on the bars with Nora Flatley from Chow's. She was tied 4th coming into this competition with the veteran Amelia Hunley.
She scored a 13.75 just 2 days ago in this event. Lots of pirouette work right off the bat here. Turning right on top of the bar, which is what you want to do. Beautiful Jaeger. Lots of bonus in that combination. Amazing to watch. Double layout, perfectly straight body, big step back, but Chow seems happy with that.
Well, and a very strong day for her and a big weekend for such a young athlete new to this competition. We have one of the youngest junior fields we've ever seen. We talked about it at the Secret Classic. It's been very exciting to not just watch these young athletes out on the floor, but adding in the difficulty and putting in the details into their gymnastics, as well as hitting their routine. So pretty exciting competition. Up next on vault from Cincinnati Gymnastics. Like I talked about, one of the other young athletes in this competition, Emily Gaskins.
Nice high Yurchenko full. Little step back, but nice shapes in the air.
And another athlete that hit 8 for 8 of her routines. We talked about, you even mentioned, I can't believe it's her first competition. That is not normal for such a young athlete to come out in her first national championship and hit 8 for 8. Says a lot about her training.
Any athlete that can hit 8 for 8 routines is very impressive. Shows Marta and the other selection committee they can be consistent. Might not have the difficulty or the combinations yet, but knowing how to hit 8 for 8 routines is very important.
And that's something that, like you mentioned, not just Marta, but the whole selection committee is looking for, because through these years as a junior, you develop your consistency and your competitive edge so that by the time you're in those senior international competitions, you are able to handle the pressure. And we are waiting for Nika Holtz of Texas Dreams up next on the balance beam. The score for Emily Gaskins on vault, 13.8.
Nika was currently 3rd on this event after the first day, scoring a 14.75.
Amelia Hunley of Cincinnati on vault.
And the score for Nora Flatley on the bars, 13.95.
Which is a few tenths better. It's good to always improve as the days go on. Nika taking her time, getting some more chalk.
And waiting for those judges.
She seems to be waiting an extra long time.
Her coach, Kim Zemeskel-Burdett, standing right behind the judges, and you can see him nodding to each other, and Kim giving her that little extra confidence. We saw Nika's teammates, Grace Quinn and Bailey Key, both up in this rotation on balance beam, and both had a strong balance beam routine. So for Texas Dreams, it's one more.
Beautiful beam worker. Very fluid movements. Handspring, layout.
Solid.
She looks very focused. Side aerial Sassone. Good combination work. Front aerial split jump. Almost lost her sight there in that sheet jump. She caught it. She seems to regain her momentum here. Only a few more elements in this beam routine.
We've talked about it all weekend. The beam routines are the same length, but there's twice as many skills packed into these routines, so it takes a lot out of them, and they have these big dismounts.
Handspring, 2.5. Nice landing. What a weekend for Nika Holtz as well.
Well, she was on the balance beam. Amelia Hunley was on vault.
Figure double full. A little short on that landing, step to the side, but big start value for this junior competition.
She scored a 14.3, and she did have that 3/10 deduction for going out of that white line on the left side. So great recovery. She hit 4 for 4 today. We had that mistake on balance beam on day 1, but finished up strong.
We're gonna head to floor next. Sydney Johnson-Scharf to finish out the competition on floor.
And an exciting floor routine. This is a great performance and a great way to finish this event.
Another dancer that really shows off her floor routine. Lots of pizzazz here. Big full in. Slight hop in the landing. So entertaining to watch. One and a half to 2.5. A double salto pass we've been seeing a lot of these days.
It's always fun to watch the crowd as they are watching these types of floor routines. You can see everybody enjoying it.
Big double back, slight hop on those landings. Finish strong on that floor routine.
And fun to watch. Couple more performances as we head back to the uneven bars, finishing up on this event. Emily Schild.
A little short on that release, but was able to catch the bar and keep going. Nice Jaeger. Muscling through these close catch release moves. Finishing up with a big dismount, double layout, stuck landing.
And a great finish for Emily. Remember, we've talked about this is a 2-day competition, 8 events. This is a long weekend for these young ladies as we wrap up this last event.
Gonna see the replay of Lori Hernandez.
Well,
currently
she
in second place.
Right behind Bailey Key, both ending on this event. There was 1 point separation.
She needs a big beam score here.
Well, day one, she had a 14.65, but she has a lot of difficulty packed into this routine. She's got to be clean.
Nice combination. It's always good to see no hesitation between the elements to ensure the connection.
Perfect there.
Very sharp dance. Switch ring. Didn't quite get her head back. She keeps moving. No execution. Deductions. No wobbles on the landing. Solid front tuck.
She looks confident.
Lots of elements jammed in this routine. Here's the dismount. Big double pike. One step back. Nice weekend.
And she's running off to her coach. What a great beam routine and a great 2 days of competition for Lori.
What a little superstar.
The score for Sydney Johnson Sharp on floor was a 13.8. And for Lori Hernandez, a 14.75 as we take a look at Samantha Ogden from Woga. Solid side semi.
Double pike dismount, a little short on the landing, picks it up fine.
Well, that was Samantha Ogden from Woga. We do have one balance beam routine to go, but we want to take you back and watch Ariana Agripides on the balance beam. She had those 2 falls on the uneven bars prior to this event. It's always tough to rebound from. Oh. Wow.
A little bit crooked on that layout. And sometimes quick gymnasts like that can't quickly get it back on the beam.
Well, you could see she had so much power that, you know, if you're a little crooked, you become a lot crooked real fast.
This whole weekend is a learning experience for her. She's gaining a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience just from competing at this competition.
Coming up next on balance beam for Woga will be Lauren Farley.
She has dynamic dance, very sharp positions.
Big dismount, double back, lots of power. And this is Lauren Farley from Woga.
The score for Ariana was 13.45. And Lauren is the final competitor on balance beam and in this competition.
A nodie, little wobble, didn't get the connection into the front aerial. Front aerial split jump, connected. Handspring layout. Tough series. Beautiful 1.5 turn.
This entire arena watching this young lady.
A lot of pressure here to be the final competitor in the entire competition. She's handling it well, though. Very solid beam routine here.
One big skill left.
Handspring, 1.5. Nice routine from Lauren Farley.
Well, that finishes up our fourth rotation. It's been an exciting competition, and we will be right back looking at who is our national champion.
How about it for all of these incredible gymnasts? But please stick around and honor these athletes at the medal ceremony, which will be coming up shortly. We'll also be introducing you to the new USA Junior Women's National Team. That'll be traveling the globe, representing the USA in international competition.
Well, here are the results for this year's 2013 P&G Gymnastics Championship in our junior division winning vault. Ariana Agripides with a 30.75, two huge Yurchenko double fulls earned her that national championship. And our uneven bars champion with a 28.55, the veteran, or one of the veterans in this competition, Amelia Hunley, but right behind her, a newcomer, Lori Hernandez with a 28.45. Lots of exciting bar routines, one also from Polina Shenikova, who took third place. And the balance beam, 30.9 from Bailey Key. She dominated across all four events, both days in competition, but like we mentioned, this event can be the make or break for winning the all-around title. And winning floor as well, Bailey Key. It was a close battle between her and Lori Hernandez, but Bailey took it today with a strong performance, clean landings, and earned a 29.75 and another national championship. And our junior all-around champion, Bailey Key, like I mentioned, she led the entire competition the entire way, both days, nailing all 8 routines, but an exciting day for Lori Hernandez, who finished second, and Amelia Hunley in third place. So these are your standings for our junior division. It's pretty exciting. We hope you join us tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern Time for the junior men's finals. For Samantha Peszek, I'm Amanda Borden. Thanks for joining us for the 2013 P&G Gymnastics Championship.